Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on Purely Positive. I'm your host, LJ Thomas. And as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as some other things. But our guest for this episode is a dear friend of mine. Her name is Martha Mccall Sanders. So please help me welcome her to the show. How are you doing today, Martha?
Excellent. I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
Thank you, Lord.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you.
Now, I said that you're a breast cancer survivor. Do you mind telling us your story?
Sure, I'd love to. My journey, breast cancer journey, and I'm not ashamed of the word, started March of 2019. I met a young lady, a beautiful young lady named Carolyn Baldwin, and she's a consultant for artist body magic, which is, it's shaped like a corset. I had just lost me a few pounds, and I was feeling myself. And when I saw her, I wanted to look like that too. So she came by my house and brought the body magic. And also she brought an angel bra. And I was like, angel bra? So when I tried it on, y'all, I know I was looking good.
All right now.
That was just it. I was feeling me. So maybe a couple of days later, I decided to try it on myself again with an outfit that I had on. Mm-hmm. And I did. And if y'all can see this picture, that's the before and that's the after.
That is magic.
It is. And when I put it on, Carolyn, I could hear in my head, she said, Martha, shake those sisters down so it'll, feel in. And when I went to go put my hand here to feel it in, I felt the lump.
Oh.
It's a feeling that you will know that there's something there. I didn't get scared. I ain't gonna say it bothered me. It did. I told my husband about it. Then I called my girlfriend, Renee. Mm-hmm. And so I went on to the doctor the next morning, Dr. Browning, and of course I prayed on it, through the night. And God didn't make it heavy on me. I honestly didn't get scared. I didn't cry. So I went on to the doctor the next morning, and he felt what I felt. So he sent me for an ultrasound, and he said it looked like a perfectly round cyst. Mm. But he couldn't tell me. He said, you need to go get a mammogram. I said, Dr. Brown, I don't miss my mammograms. My mammogram is scheduled for the 29th, which is next week. Oh. So he told me to go ahead on and go. Don't tell them to find it. He said, let them find it.
Right.
So I did go on the 29th, and still, my faith was still good. I ain't cried to the day. I still have never cried. When she did it, she concentrated on that side a little bit. So I of course I knew what she was going to find. So the next week, a couple of days later, they called me back, told me to come and do a biopsy. Mm. So I went on and did that biopsy. Everything is almost a couple of days later. I don't know if y'all have seen Being Mary Jane, Gabrielle Union.
I have.
I love that show. It went off air for over a year. Mm-hmm. It came back on it came back on in May, a couple of weeks later, and the episode was about her best friend had breast cancer. Mm. For me, that was my confirmation. Mm. And a day or two later, my doctor called me and he told me to come in, and he told me, Martha, you do have, that was cancer, and they call it carcinoma.
Mm-hmm.
And he said it moves aggressively and fast. So he said we got to jump on it. So I went home, told my husband, called my girlfriend, Miss Renee Alexander. Y'all, in your lifetime, you have one BFF.
Mm-hmm.
And she was that to me. She got my family together and sat them down in the living room and told them. And we told them about, what was happening with me. And I had to tell my mom. My mom just had went through congestive heart failure. She was here recuperating.
Mm.
My reason for telling her, she's also a breast cancer survivor.
Oh.
Yes, from 2011.
Oh.
And because I was a twin, we had to check to see if it was genetic.
Right.
So I had to get Mary to see a breast cancer,
Mm-hmm.
a mammogram.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, because you don't have insurance, don't go get mammograms.
True.
So she was a little scared, and I had to do my research. So I did find the Susan G. Komen, where she could get her breast cancer screening done, and it was negative. You don't have a genetic. So that was a good thing. That was a good thing. But when I told my girlfriend, we prayed. Of course, I always pray.
Mm-hmm.
But she is truly a best friend. My doctor had me in the oncologist the next morning, Dr. Bajar. And the next morning, Friday after that, I was in the surgeon's office, Dr. Merle. Tuesday, I was in the surgeon at Mccall putting my portacap in.
Wow.
Everything just moved just that quick, and it was just moving. My face still ain't withered, man. I'm good. I'm going along with it. I'm praying and I'm trusting God. So my girlfriend, she got all my books to read. She let me know what I needed to eat.
Mm-hmm.
She called my friends and my families, the ones that, we needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
And she took the wheel. And when I say took the wheel, she took the wheel. After my second treatment, I had to have 12 weeks of treatment. And I did it every 2 weeks. And after the second treatment, he told me my hair was going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
My hair came.
Yeah.
Still didn't get scared. It was okay. I asked my husband to shave it to look like his one. So we made it look like his, and then we kind of laughed about it. And of course, still prayed on it. But my girlfriend Renee, every Tuesday that I had my chemo treatment, she dressed me beautifully, and I had the headscarves and wraps to match it. My faith never got scared or anything. She would call me we called each other every morning at 6:30, and we prayed together. And we did our Bible study and scriptures together. She kept me up there.
Yeah.
She kept me loving me.
Because she's your sister.
Exactly. And she kept me knowing who God was. And this is as my pastor said, Reverend Porter, this is a part of life. Your life is predestined. These things are what's happening in life to you is supposed to happen to you. For me, it's what you do with it. So as the weeks went on, me doing my treatment, I was still smiling, grinning, because I love to smile.
Yes.
And I was walking just like, a Clydesdale.
Mm-hmm.
I sure was. And looking good.
That's right.
And y'all, to say about cancer and the cancer treatments and everything, everybody's different. I had the chemo called Taxol, and they call it the Red Devil.
Mm.
And I could feel it going all the way through my body. My hands were just as dark and black. My fingernails turned black. It went all the way down to my feet. But y'all, I still was okay. I still was good. She made me nail appointments. She drew eyebrows on me, and I was just still looking good. She just kept me uplifted. Now my husband and my family did too. But that BFF, y'all, I promise you, cherish them.
Yeah.
So I went on and went through all of my chemos until October the 29th was my last chemo. And I got to ring that bell. And I had so many people there with me.
I remember seeing that.
Oh my God, yes.
You posted
y'all,
that.
I even had my little bald head.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I was still proud of that.
You
I was still
be.
proud of that. I was. I made it.
Right.
And I felt so good knowing God and trusting God. He will bring you through anything. I went on to take a little break for probably a couple of weeks, and then I had to have the lump removed then. And that was a piece of cake as well.
All right now.
I mean, to say that, all I did was came home and rest. My husband cooked for me. My girlfriend made sure I had something to eat. You know, I mean, just everything. I even had my night clothes, y'all. She did it all. So by November, the end of November, I was cleared, and I went on a cruise, a well-needed and well-deserved cruise.
All right now.
That I truly enjoyed. And about the fourth day on that cruise, y'all, my hair started coming back.
Oh.
And it was like, oh my God. And from there on it went. I didn't have a lot of crying moments because there was nothing for me to cry for. And I just started enjoying life and loving me. By January the 1st, I had to have radiation. So I did 20 days of radiation every day. Oh. It was probably about 10 minutes. But, oh, y'all, that was about the best 10 minutes. I mean, all I had to do was just lay there. They said, you through. I was like, really? But I have to keep going back to my BFF, Renee. She made shirts that says Team Martha with my picture on it. And we had a family thing at my mom's house outside. Everybody social distance, still had masks and everything. But everybody had looked like me.
That's beautiful.
And it was so for her and her husband. I mean, just the best. But I also called upon my pastor, and he prayed along with the church, and he let it be my story to tell. I didn't tell it all, but I asked everybody for their prayers because I was going through. But God brought me through the valley all the way out to the other side. And look at you, glowing and beautiful as always. Today, I still am thanking him and praising him for what he has done for me.
Nice. I really appreciate the fact that you felt something and you didn't wait.
No.
You know what I mean? You felt something and you knew, okay, this is not right. I need to go ahead and get this checked out.
Your body will talk to you. Listen to your body.
Yeah. Listen to your body. I know. Unfortunately, I know some people who are of the mindset that, well, breast cancer doesn't run in my family. I really don't have to worry about that. Breast cancer may not run in your family, but you may be the first one to get it.
Exactly.
I'm the first person in my family with MS. Nobody else has it, but I do. So you can't really keep that mindset and say, well, it's not going to happen to me. There's a reason why they tell you to get these screenings and these testings. And right now, a mammogram is the gold standard.
It is.
You know, so until they come up with something better, then that's what we have to do along with our self-examination, you know, to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies. Nobody else is going to do it like us. You know, a lot of people, they don't know the signs.
Exactly.
discharge,
Exactly.
pain, discoloration, leakage, whatever. They don't know any of that stuff. And I'm like, how you got breasts and you don't know? I'm just saying.
Yes, you're right.
But we have to educate ourselves so that we can take care of ourselves and be our own advocates. If we don't do those things, then we're going to keep losing our mothers and daughters and grandmothers and aunts and important women in our lives. And we can't wait to do that. We have to start now. We have to make sure we do it. So I really appreciate it.
I want to be that voice. I want to be that voice. I want to uplift my sisters and maybe brothers. And I want to share my story. It's my story to tell, not nobody else's. And nobody can tell it like you can tell it.
Exactly. And thank you for making that point. And maybe brothers, because a lot of people don't realize men get breast cancer too.
They do. They do.
They don't have as much tissue as we do, but they still get breast cancer.
And have to go through the same things.
They sure do. They sure do. And I'm pretty sure for a man that's very psychologically damaging.
Yes, I can. Yes.
I can't even imagine that. But as traumatic as it is for us, it's probably 10 times worse for them.
Yes.
Because the general consensus is that this is a woman's disease.
Right, exactly.
But that's not the case. I want to tell you something that you don't know. Okay. I'm dating myself, but I really don't care because I'm proud of my age.
There you go.
I'm 54 years old, but when I was 3 years old, I went to a daycare Head Start program. I met 2 girls there. They were twins, Mary and Martha Mccall. Mary didn't say a whole lot to me, which I was fine with that because I didn't say a whole lot to anybody else either. But Martha came over to me at recess and talked to me. And I was surprised because I was a stutterer and I had a lisp. But she smiled and talked to me. And that made such a huge impression on me that I have always looked at you as a dear friend. Because that was the beginning of my school career. And because you did that, it wasn't so hard for me to go to school every day. Mm-hmm. I was being picked on because I stuttered and had a lisp, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it was easy when I saw you across the room and you'd smile at me, and then it was very reassuring and encouraging. I just want to say that. And so for you to grace me with the honor of telling your story on this show, that just says how encouraging you are as a person in general. I said I wasn't going to cry, so I got to stop talking about that.
You made an impact on me. I made an impact on you in the third grade or whatever.
Yeah.
Back in.
Yeah.
Now here we 54 years later, you're making an impact on me.
I guess we connected there, huh?
Exactly. And through another friend of ours, Teresa Waiters, your best friend.
Yes, my heart.
She, as some would say, lost her battle with breast cancer. But to us, she did not lose her battle.
She didn't.
She won the war.
She did.
We went through chemo together at my last stages. And she knew. Mm-hmm. But she knew God. Oh my God, she knew God. Mm-hmm. She knew what was happening to her. But she did not tell me because she didn't want to discourage me. She kept me uplifted. And I thank her for that.
That's my heart. Because she didn't even, as close as we are, she did not tell me. She did not want me to know. And I sat there with her for hours. She just rubbed my hand, hold my hand and squeeze it. She wouldn't say a word. Not one word.
Beautiful person she is.
Not one word. And I will always be thankful for that.
Me too.
Because even though her end was coming, she did whatever she could to protect me.
She did.
She did whatever she could to protect me, and she didn't have to do that, but she did it.
She did.
So,
Don't you dare.
she wouldn't come on the show. But I'm not mad at her about that. She's a very private person.
Why I wanted to is for her as well.
I appreciate that so much.
And because you are special to me as well.
You're going to make me cry. Stop.
That's all right.
No, you're going to make me mess up my eye makeup.
You're beautiful.
Likewise. I'm looking at your skin. I'm like, I want to be like that when I grow up. But I don't think I'm going to ever grow up, so that probably won't happen. Anyway.
There you go.
I like being a little kid. Now, we have some resources related to cancer that we're going to post. But what advice would you give, or what would you like to say to our viewers in light of the journey that you had? And I'm asking because your outlook is so positive. It's not the norm. And so for that reason, I'm curious as to what you would like for other people to know should they be faced with this plague.
Now, I had a lot of ups and downs, but still, everything goes back to God. Through God, He will give you that strength to go through the journey that you're going through. And there was something that I went by, and it's called the 5 W's of life. Who you are is what makes you special. Do not change for anyone. What lies ahead will always be a mystery. Do not be afraid. Keep your faith. When life pushes you over, be strong and push harder. Pray and keep believing. Where there are choices to make the right one you won't regret. And why things happen will never be certain. Take it in stride. Trust God and move forward.
That's powerful.
And one scripture that I love is Psalms 57. In God I will praise His word. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Amen.
All right. I know that you're going to continue to be positive. Yes. You're going to continue to bless others. You're going to continue to be a driving force in the lives of those around you. That I know for certain because I know who you are. You don't know how to do anything else. That's just who you are. So we'll be talking again because I know you're going to be doing something. I know you're going to be doing something. We'll be talking again. I mean, you're taking care of a sick mother. You're taking care of yourself. You're going through things, but you have not dropped your head one time. You have not stumbled one time. You don't cry. You don't complain. You don't moan and groan. You pray about it, keep your head up, and keep it moving. I cannot ask for a better model of how to be positive.
When I get up in the morning, I ask God, who could I be a blessing to? And if I can bless you in any kind of way, I'll go to the church and get food and take it to somebody in need. I mean, if I can do something for you, I will. I'm on Facebook. If anybody want to inbox me for uplifting scriptures and stuff like that, I'm here. I'm here to just uplift and do what God asks me to do. And I love life and I love people.
See? I told you, you don't know how to do anything else. That's just you. You don't know how to do anything else. So you have it, everybody. Martha Mccall Sanders on Facebook. She's in Florence, South Carolina. But that doesn't matter. People who know her in this area know what kind of person she is. She's one of those purely positive people that the rest of the world doesn't know about, but you know now. You know now. So,
thank you.
You are so welcome. Thank you for gracing me and for blessing me. I can't say that enough.
You're a blessing to me as well.
We got to talk. I got stuff to tell you. On that note, I want to thank everybody for joining us. Please remember that being positive is a choice. Make the very best choice you can. Remember, I love you. I'll be talking with you soon. Bye.